again, it just goes back to meeting customers where they are.
Love it.
Some years ago, one of our missions and our philosophy and guiding principle is customer first. I mean, we're here to serve, and to be able to serve, we've got to meet people where they are and provide for opportunities for them to choose our system easily. And so we've implemented the PayPal. That was recent. Google Pay and Apple Pay have been a tremendous success for us. We're actually seeing and trying to move our customers away from even agent service to self-service modes.
Great.
We have a mobile app that I'm really proud of our team for. I think we get almost like 4.8 stars.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, on Apple and Google. I mean, we're pretty high up there because we take it seriously. And that's, if we can be more efficient in our operational side and provide savings that way, it just translates to savings for customers and also allows us to do more projects, which is ultimately the mission of the agency is roadways.
This episode is brought to you by CSG. CSG's SaaS solutions optimize every step of the tolling journey, from billing and payments to customer engagement, helping agencies maximize revenue through smarter, more integrated experiences. Make more, save more, and do more. Visit csgi.com.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Toll Talk. I'm one of your hosts, Kalie Jakovics.
And I'm Alex Fakeri.
And today we have a very special guest, Michelle Maikisch, who is the Executive Director of Central Florida Expressway Authority. Michelle, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're so excited. I know you have so much experience and things to share today. We like to start with hearing from our guest journey. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into transportation and tolling?
Sure. So actually, I kind of fell into transportation in a way. I had a career before this, but I think the important thing to know is my family is in transportation. I'm a ninth generation Floridian, so I'm one of the few that started here, stayed here for generations. And I'm from the panhandle of Florida. So some people like to think that that's like lower Alabama.
Yeah.
I went to Florida State University, and up in that area, my family was either in education, farming, or transportation. And so I didn't really realize that I would, didn't set out to be in transportation, but through many of my family members and specifically my amazing father, and I had the opportunity to begin work in the public information side of transportation. And that's been more than 20 years ago, 25 years ago, actually. And when I came to Orlando, I had an opportunity to join the general engineering consultant that supported the previous agency that was before the Central Florida Expressway Authority. So I've been in and around this agency for 20 years and started off here actually as a public affairs coordinator. And I like to say that, in your journey, we talk a lot in leadership about having mentors. Yes. But one of the things that I had, and I think is key to success, is having a champion. And I've had several champions that have pulled me up through the ranks and have been the executive director here for 3 years.
Oh, wow. 3 years.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So I have to, it's
impressive.
Yeah, it's impressive. Ninth generation Floridian is an interesting factor. You don't hear that often. So that's fantastic. And it sounds like you've had quite the career as well. So I'm kind of curious as to, 3 years, leading at CFX. How's it been leading as, in a traditionally male dominated industry? How are things, like what have you noticed and how is it going from your side, your vantage point?
Well, I think first of all, I've been in this industry, male dominated, for a very long time. So, it's not necessarily that I see it as male or female. It's really about partnerships and having good people working with you, alongside you. And I'm really fortunate because my executive team and I was chief of staff for 10 years prior to becoming the executive director.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so my executive team, we have all worked together. The least amount has been 8 years, but so some of us have been together for 20. So, I think I'm in a unique position, really, to have friendships along the way, and that we've kind of all moved up in the ranks together. And that has been extremely helpful as we lead an amazing team of 100. We have 104 staff that work for us here at the agency.
Wow,
Yeah.
104. I mean, for our listeners that may not be familiar with CFX, I mean, can you tell us a little bit about CFX and who it serves?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. So, first of all, you'll find out as we have the conversation this afternoon that I am very passionate about what we do here. Our agency is an independent agency of the state of Florida. And basically what that means is we're established by Florida statute, and we really run ourselves more like a business than government. We have a 10-member elected board. Three are governor appointees, and then the 7 are local elected officials. But our agency owns and operates 125 miles of expressways in the Central Florida region. So just kind of to give you an idea, Central Florida is, you might think of us as Disney area, but it's all of 5 counties that surround the Orlando metro. And then we've actually been an expressway, or this agency's routes are more than 60 years old. And I'll give you a little bit of a factoid here that I think is fascinating. So when this particular agency was created back in the 60s, the reason that it was created was the interstate funding was not coming down to Florida like it was in other parts of the United States. And we had a very robust space program coming to Brevard County, Florida, which you all may, NASA and the Kennedy Space Center is there.
Right.
To support that space program, there was a university that was built in the Orlando area, what is now, I think it's the second largest university in the United States population-wise. It's now the University of Central Florida. So there needed to be a connection between Brevard County on the Space Coast and into Orlando. And that's when, at the time, the State Road 528, which was then named the Bee Line. And why was it the Bee Line? Is because apparently bees fly in a straight line. So it was connecting the Space Coast to the University Center for people to, workforce development and so forth. Okay. Now that particular roadway is called the Beach Line because now it's a direct connect from the Orlando to the beaches.
And it's a nice transition, bee to beach.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's fantastic. And so just a quick question for you. So you have spearheaded your organization, with this first big strategic plan in, I guess, 5 years. Does that sound right? And I'm kind of curious. It's from what I understand, it's quadrupled in its size. I'm kind of curious. Could you maybe talk about how you got there and the growth that you've seen?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll go back to, I'm a 9th generation Floridian, and Florida is just an amazing place. It's hot and steamy, but it's a great place to live, work, and play. And our secret is out and has been out my entire life. I mean, not 1 year in my lifetime have we seen a decline in population. when we first started, as I mentioned, we were previously a different expressway authority, and now we're a regional expressway authority. Right. And our service area is now about the size of Connecticut in the state. So we're like, Florida is kind of 3 states, I like to say, in one, if you compare us to other states nationally. So we're in the very center part of that.
Right.
And our population just continues to grow, year after year after year. We're just seeing thousands of people move here. And with that, the need for connectivity is critical. So even as I was the chief of staff, we put together a strategic plan, which helps us make operational and business decisions that really reflect our core values and our mission and vision. That strategic plan also helps us guide our master plan, which is our roadway projects, our mobility projects, that looks out into, right now, we're about to start our next master planning exercise, goes out to 2055.
Oh, okay.
And then from there, we break it down even further. As you can tell, we like plans. We break it down even further to what we refer to as our 5-year work plan. And our 5-year work plan is really the projects that we are going to study or build or operate and maintain our system. And so right now, our current 5-year plan is valued at $4.2 billion for transportation solutions for our region.
Wow.
I'm excited to hear and share with our listeners some of the upcoming projects and initiatives that you guys have going on. But you were saying residents are growing every single day. Tourists always coming. I think it's 3.5 million residents and 80 million annual tourists, which is crazy. I mean, you have Disney, which is popular all through those 5 counties that you're serving as well. I mean, how are you balancing the needs of both visitors as well as residents?
Good question.
Yeah, that is a really good question. So, and one of the things I think is important is, just like with any other community, our region is different every county within our region's different, has a little bit of a different personality, and their needs are also different. So it's really important that we meet people where they are and meet the transportation mobility challenges and opportunities where those communities are. And we have new projects like new expressways somewhere around. So we have 125 centerline miles today that we own and operate. And we have somewhere around 57 new centerline miles that we're planning in some sort of project development phase, which I think on a national scale, we're probably one of the only agencies that's got that much work for new roadways, not just this is not capacity improvements.
Sure.
This is like greenfield projects.
Fantastic.
But we've got some communities in our region that have just exploded with growth, and with that growth just have not been able to keep up with the transportation needs.
Sure.
And so just to kind of give you an idea, in 2014, our 5-year work plan was $1.2 billion. And like I said, today it's $4.2 billion. It actually could be bigger. But, I always tell people, and especially our team, is, under promise, over deliver.
Yeah.
And we've got to be able to do the things that we commit to and not get too far out. I mean, the needs here are enormous.
Yeah.
And we can't do it by ourselves. It really, we rely a lot on partnerships with local, state partners to help us get it done.
Well, it's funny you say that, because one of my questions was, because you're Florida is the main destination, right? I think for so many people, for so many reasons. And it requires a lot of collaboration, I would imagine, like you're kind of nodding to there. But what does it look like when you collaborate with FDOT or let's say one of the other, regional providers or, expressway systems? Can you maybe talk a little bit about how do you guys collaborate?
Well, I think we all recognize that not one entity can do everything. And just to give you another fact, since 1990s, 90% of all the lane miles added in the state have been through toll facilities, which is enormous. And we're a low tax state. We do not get any tax dollars. We are user fee, just like most all your guests probably on the podcast. So with that, it's our users choose us.
Yeah.
And our system actually connects to a lot of DOT facilities. So we have to work together because, as a customer, no one really realizes if I own the road or DOT owns the road.
Sure.
I mean,
sure.
It's
doesn't mean anything to the drivers.
Yeah.
And nor should it.
Yes, correct.
I mean, people just want to get from A to B.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that how critical our relationships are. One example is, and this is with the district of DOT, we're partnerships on the Regional Traffic Management Center, where we have staff that sit in that center along with their staffs on the state highway so that we can coordinate whether it's incidents or traffic, all of those things. So we sit in that, and that partnership is key to our success. If we did it by ourselves, if we had our own traffic management center, we would be in a bubble.
Sure,
right?
sure.
So it's not about us, it's about the community and the people that are traveling on our roadways.
Yeah, the customer journey, that not just literally, but figuratively, and it represents them.
Yeah,
exactly.
Working with the other teams to make sure that it's that seamless experience.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Now a message from our sponsor.
The business of tolling is complex. Trusted by the world's most respected brands, CSG transforms every customer interaction, communications, billing, payments, and more into a smarter, more profitable outcome. Make more, save more, do more. CSG, solving tolling's toughest challenges simply.
I know there's been some changes coming, right? With CFX going cashless. And then you also have the Florida Turnpike Enterprise as, an industry, we'll call it FTE. But just kind of curious, what made the decision and why was the timing right for it? And how's it going to help the customers?
That's a very interesting question, because since I've been here, at least for the last probably 15 years, we've been talking about what would it take for us to go cashless here at the Expressway Authority in Central Florida, that as you mentioned earlier, we have, 80 million visitors and 3.5 million residents, right? So it's telling the story and explaining that, that you can't accept cash or it's no longer available. So a couple of things. One, FTE started going cashless around the state, and really it's a business decision to do that. And I understand it. Times have changed. And quite frankly, during COVID, when a lot of us started using electronic payment for many different things that we never would have maybe thought that would happen so quickly. But we at the Expressway Authority started planning for this many years ago. And I'll go back to partnerships again and how we work even with the private sector.
Yeah.
One thing that we did probably about 8 years ago, we put in our cash lanes something that we called reload. So cash preferred customers could drive up to our cash lanes and actually be electronic, but pay as you go. Put cash on an account.
Sure.
And we were the only continental U.S. that did it. Puerto Rico was doing it, and TransCore was a big part of that conversation. I'm sure you all know who they are.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so when we were looking at how do we do this, they brought us the idea, and it worked wonderfully. And quite frankly, the decision to go cashless was really made by our customers, because we were just down. It didn't make sense anymore.
I was just going to say, I think, there's so, I love the way you executed this, because what you're talking about, there's multiple facets we probably can't cover in an hour-long podcast. But if you look at, you have one of the most diverse demographics, right, of people traveling here, living here, playing here. So their technical prowess or levels of comfort would welcome a supporting plan. And so to say, we've addressed people with all their preferences, and we found a way to transition them. That's fantastic. And of course, there's the whole safety aspect of it, right? I mean, keeping the cars moving. I mean, with all the different initiatives to try to make sure, we keep everybody safe on the road and that's out there. I definitely see the value of it. That's fantastic.
I was just going to add too. So, you've enabled payments through ePass, which I'd love for you to share, but it's payments through credit cards, Google Pay, PayPal, even Apple Pay. That just makes it so seamless and easy for the customers, the drivers.
Yeah. And again, it just goes back to meeting customers where they are.
Love it.
Some years ago, one of our missions and our philosophy and guiding principle is customer first. We're here to serve. And to be able to serve, we've got to meet people where they are and provide for opportunities for them to choose our system easily. And so we've implemented the PayPal. That was recent. Google Pay and Apple Pay have been a tremendous success for us. We're actually seeing and trying to move our customers away from even agent service to self-service modes.
Great.
We have a mobile app that I'm really proud of our team for. I think we get almost 4.8 stars.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, on Apple and Google. We're pretty high up there because we take it seriously. And that's, if we can be more efficient in our operational side and provide savings that way, it just translates to savings for customers and also allows us to do more projects, which is ultimately the mission of the agency is roadways.
So, all right.
I'll go.
You go first.
Okay. Well, so there is
we're both so excited to talk to you. Sorry.
Honestly, I was excited to have you talk about the visitor toll pass or VTP because before I started doing my research and prep for this, I wasn't aware. So coming to Visit Florida is kind of a very exciting tool to have. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So again, I like to say that innovation is part of our DNA. What you may not realize is ePass was the first electronic toll system in the state of Florida, and we helped SunPass develop their program. So we have a long history of thinking outside the box. So with Visitor Toll Pass, the challenge was this. We have become a regional expressway authority. The mayor of the city of Orlando began sitting on our board, a part of our governing board. Oh, okay. And one of the first challenges that he gave us, he said, look, I get emails from customers all the time saying that they're visiting here and they have to pay all of these rental car fees. And he wanted to know, how does that work? And could we possibly provide an option for folks that travel into the Orlando International Airport? So after much conversation and development, we created this visitor toll pass, which is an e-pass for visitors. And basically what you do is when you come into the airport in the rental car area, there's a vending machine and you can download the app, get the visitor toll pass. It's a hang tag that hangs on the rearview mirror.
Isn't that awesome?
And register it. And you drive like a local. So you get the electronic rate for traveling on the expressways.
Right.
Just as like if you had an account with ePass.
Yeah. Well, I want you to be careful driving just like a local, because you're going to get some people to say, I don't know if they really drive like a local. But no, I jest. But no, that's fantastic. And I think, especially when you talk about how fast everything is growing in Florida, to have that ease as a person who travels to Florida often, just to be able to, I did not know about the visitor toll pass recently in my recent drive down there. I wish I knew that. Now I do. Thank you, Kalie. Thank you, Michelle. So I'm looking forward to do that. But kind of curious, with what is the biggest challenge when you talk about keeping pace with 1,500 people moving into the region alone, like almost every single day, 5,000 new residents. I mean, this is a momentum, and it's what is it? It's a marathon, not a sprint, right? So how do you keep up? Like, what's your plan?
Well, I think our biggest challenge is growth. I mean, it is that. And the plan is our 5-year work plan. And it starts actually with the master plan, going out and talking to the community and understanding where people are, where people are moving to. And then what can we do to provide connectivity? And, we, like I said, we have nearly 57 miles of new facilities that are in development, from studies all the way through construction right now. So, I was saying even earlier today with someone that, it's a very fine line. Build it too early or too late. And sometimes I think in the state of Florida, I feel like we're behind and, we're trying to catch up all the time, and we want to try to get ahead of it. But there's a lot of people that want to live, work, and play here and visit, just the 80 million visitors that come through our airport into our region. Or I think there's about 40 to 50 million through the airport. I mean, that's huge numbers on our facilities. And we have to look at capacity improvements and then how to get them where they want to go safely.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you have a lot of things that you're piloting, also that you're doing currently, like the flex lanes, desk trooper. And then I also do want to hear about the wildlife tunnels, because that's very cool as well.
Sure. So I'll start with the flex lanes. The flex lanes is a program where you asked, what are we doing for the growth? So this is a project that we're kind of looking ahead, or trying to look ahead. So what we've done is, with our current system, as we've done capacity improvements, we've widened our facility into the inside median, and we have made the shoulder, we build it up such that you can actually drive on it. It's just like any other lane on our facility. Right now, we use it for incident management. So we have ITS technology that guides the customer, and we're kind of training them, and they're actually doing a really great job. So if there's an incident on the far outside lane, then we can move traffic over to the inside lane. So we still have, let's say, 3 lanes of traffic moving while that incident's being taken care of. But what it also does is, for the future, let's say in 5 years, we need that capacity, we can open it up for capacity. So it gives us a lot of options to kind of control it, where we're actually getting a capacity improvement at today's dollars. So it offers some efficiencies there.
That's great.
On the highway, the Desk Trooper program, this is a program that I am so excited about. Just like with any other industry, trying to find enough state troopers to patrol our roadways in balance with the population growth is challenging. And so we worked with our Florida Highway Patrol offices and created it's a virtual trooper, so to speak. So there are troopers that are, for whatever reason, have to have desk duty, or there are parts of the state where a trooper may not be as busy. Like, for example, up in the Panhandle where I'm from, the traffic may not be as much there
Sure.
as it is in Central and South Florida. So we have a technology that we have partnered with the FHP on to pilot a project. So if you call our emergency line in Florida and say, I've had an accident, they'll qualify you and say, okay, you meet the qualifications to potentially just talk to a trooper over the phone or do this virtual. Yeah. And so what they do is they do it with your cell phone. And they take all the pictures, talk to
so
you,
easy.
fill out the form.
Wow.
And we were seeing where folks were waiting sometimes 2 hours for incident response and clearance down to 21 minutes.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
And that's where my understanding from the Highway Patrol, we're the first in the nation to do this program. And we are winning. This is kind of interesting. Last week, the project won an award from a group called Tax Watch in the state that has recognized this as a good project.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And
Yeah.
And that's not just the only award you've won, right? You've also won the IBTTA, I think, Tolling and Excellence Award for the Drive Smart Florida campaign. Is that correct?
We did. Yes.
Yeah. That must have been a big day.
It is. And I will tell you, I'm just so proud of our team. We have got an amazing staff here. To think that 104 of us manage a $4.2 billion work plan is pretty phenomenal. And we couldn't do it without, 98% of all of our work is done by the private sector.
Yeah.
It truly is it's those partnerships that help us get there. And this particular initiative was also a partnership with TV. This too came from one of our board members brought this to our attention. If you've been to Florida, we've had a lot of construction on the interstate in recent years. And one of our board members was like, we've got to do something. We have a responsibility to message safety.
Yeah.
And so we put together this program, and it's about behavior change, where we're really focused on the dangers of like merging and just people like road rage. So we're not telling people don't do something where it's the negative behavior. We're really just trying to reinforce positive behavior and reinforce some of the things that, as crazy as it is, that you learn when you're first getting your driver's license.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
So we're really
on the award.
excited and very thankful to IBTTA for the recognition.
Yeah.
Well, and it's it's funny you say that, and I'm thinking about it. It is quite genius. I have to hats off to you because, if you just go around telling somebody no, 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 but you don't say this is the positive, this is what you should do. You don't demonstrate it. You don't show them, right?
Yeah.
Then it does become noise at some point. And so, congrats on the campaign. That's. And the innovation in general, it seems like you guys keep, pumping out of CFX. That's inspiring. That's great. As a creative, myself in my day job, so to speak, I can say I definitely, my hat's off to you. So great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, congrats again. I want to talk a little bit about the future vision. I mean, 10 years down the road.
I mean, you planned all the way out to 2055. Give us a little bit of a sneak peek here.
Yeah. And what are you envisioning for expressways in Florida?
Well, I think one of the things that I would like to see, and just for the industry as a whole, is I really think that transportation should be looked as a utility. One of the things that's in our enabling legislation is we can do multimodal within our right of way to help connectivity. So it's not just about tolling, but it's about other modes of transportation, like with the EV toll that's happening. There's just so much innovation, autonomous vehicles, connected vehicles, all of that. And I think that the tolling facilities really are a birth ground for those types of technologies.
Wow.
And I'm looking forward to seeing how we play a part of that and how the conversation evolves. Because I think that if you start looking at transportation as a whole, not just tolling, but transportation as a utility, just like your water, just like your lights, electricity, I think that it gives it a new perspective. And I think that you start looking at it as, what are the opportunities for everybody, not just a few.
Yeah.
And so that's really where I see that we're headed. And we've started the conversations, but I think it's going to continue to that. And it's really, we've got to focus on our core mission, but be open to new technologies, new ideas of how we move people, stay customer first focused and safety. But, it's up to us to keep all these engines headed in the right direction because of economic development and people, just everybody's daily lives here.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that you share that. And that you're, planning so far in advance to, serve not just the residents, but those visitors. So it's nice to hear. Thank you for sharing that. We do have just a couple minutes left. If you had, a specific message to share with our listeners today, daily commuters, industry peers, what would you like to share?
Well, I think if I had to share anything about, I'll just take it from the perspective of Florida. We are an amazing place where, our state is open for business. There's a lot of opportunities here. We are always, whether it's my agency, our peer tolling agencies, or even the Department of Transportation, looking for innovative ways to provide solutions. I mean, Florida, I've said it, I think several times now, but Florida truly is a great place to live, work, and play. And, I'm a 9th generation Floridian. I can't imagine being anywhere else because of just the opportunities. And I just think that if your listeners are in the industry and they have ideas, certainly reach out to us. And, if you think you can help, you've got some sort of pilot or something that might work within our industry, we want to hear that. And certainly even our daily commuters, we want to hear from them what their experiences are. And if you're the first time in Florida, know that we have toll roads, but we've got solutions for that.
Well, thank you very much for that, Michelle. And it's been a great opportunity to sit down, and thank you for your candor and your time. And I think not only do we appreciate, but all of our viewers and listeners who tune into our podcast on a regular basis definitely appreciate it. And so we definitely want to thank you for their time. And, if people, want to learn more and see great content like this and hear from people like Michelle, please make sure you tune in again. Come back and visit us at tolltalkpodcast.com. And we definitely hope you'll like, subscribe, and share our content on a regular basis. And Michelle, thanks for making it worth watching. So
yes, thank
we
you
appreciate
so much. You're definitely
Thank
making
you for
waves.
the opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, enjoy the show, and thank you very much. We hope to see you very soon again. And other than that, to all our Toll Talk podcast fans, catch you next time.